course, many of you have heard from me also talking about the 6 parameters, because actually the teaching, the spiritual teaching, without saying Buddhist teaching or anything, but spiritual teaching is very much based on this, this 6 parameters. Without 6 parameters, I don't think we can sort of talk about any kind of teachings or any kind of practices, especially spiritual practices. So spiritual practices, in other words, spiritual practices cannot be done without help of parameters. So we have been talking about the 6 parameters everywhere, in France, in England, in parts of the Europe. But maybe specifically what really we wanted to know is that we wanted to get rid of the feeling of selfish, kind of selfish attitude has to be get rid of. So because the selfish attitude actually causes a lot of problems in our day-to-day life. So this is the main reason why the 6 parameters are very much needed. Otherwise, the 6 parameters, if the 6 parameters is considered to be kind of merely a practice, then I think it doesn't really help. If you don't understand the 6 parameters as a direct tool to sort of diminish your selfishness, and also sort of like to work with your selfishness. That's a very, very important. So this is something that today we should be talking about, actually. And for instance, the first of the 6 parameters is the generosity. And of course, if you think about the generosity, when you think about generosity and just giving everything, giving money, giving support, giving help, and that's it. That's the practice of what do you call that? Generosity, and that's it. There's nothing to do with your own mentality, or if there's nothing to do with your own attitude, then it doesn't serve that much of purpose. Just by giving sort of like many things away, and that's it. It maybe indirectly it helps a bit, but it is not that effective. So in the what really Buddha Shakyamuni's wish, was that through giving the things like material help and all these things, but at the same time, his wishing, his wish is to us to give love, and also not only that, through giving your love to or sharing the love with others, you will be able to reduce your selfishness, through the developing understanding. So this is the kind of this sincere wish of Buddha Shakyamuni, if you like, you can say that too. So by giving, by practicing generosity, one should not feel that only giving is the practice and then let's do that and then that's it. If you do not really know how to connect yourself with the practice, giving practice of generosity, then it doesn't really serve that much of purpose to my feeling and to my understanding. Because the main thing is the selfishness that you have to really work with and you have to really reduce, so that we will, first result we should be expecting is to be happy. And then second result that we can, we really should be, a second result or whatever, second effect that we should really be thinking of or looking forward for is that then be beneficial, benefiting others. That's the main kind of goal or main purpose. But the first of all, we should be happy. That is really the key point for the time being for people like us. The main happiness is the main thing. You have to be real, truly happy. So in order to create that kind of environment around you, one definitely needs the help of the 6 paramitas, such as the generosity and ethic, moralities, etc., etc. So therefore, I mean, one should not think that the paramitas are only for helping people, helping others. That's all, you know, because generosity, they say generosity, so you should not keep the things for you. You should give everything away, and that's it. Then this is why? Because this Buddha Shakyamuni said that. So we are Buddhist, we should be acting that way. Or it's somebody said, so-called guru or master or whatever, they told me to do this, so therefore I'm doing it, and then that's it. So if you, of course, if you are very loyal to Buddha or loyal to master or guru, you may be doing it, but but with no understanding, with no sort of connection, you know, the no skill of connecting yourself with the actual practices. So this is sort of like maybe it is a way to sort of approach, kind of approach to the spirituality, but it is not really the spirituality, directly speaking, you know, because you are not really directly connecting to your spirit. Your spirit. Spirit means mind. Mind which really influenced by the selfishness, ego, and that's, you know, that sort of things. And we don't want that. We don't want that, because if we have that, if we are constantly influenced by the ego, by the selfishness, we will never be happy. This is very much obvious, you know, there's no doubt about it. There's, you know, no matter whether you are Buddhist or not, or you are believer or not, or you are spiritual or not, doesn't matter. That's just very, very understandable. The selfishness always comes, how do you say, comes as a pain, I would say, as a pain. Maybe sometime it's like a pleasurable pain, you know, it's a painful pleasure, or maybe a pleasurable pain, whatever. But there is a pain that goes together with, and sooner or later there definitely is going to be like it's going to be a pain. So we don't want pain. We don't want a pain. We want a proper, total, thorough kind of what you call that, the happiness, in order to help others thoroughly, in order to help you know, the benefit others thoroughly. This is the reason why Buddha Shakyamuni said, what you call that, self-gain, you know, self-gain comes first to help others. So this is what we say. Self-gain actually means, self means to yourself. You have to gain the happiness in order to help others. We all, I mean, in the West and also in the East, many newcomers, they are longing to help others, which is also very good. But then, you know, they can't. At the end of the day, they feel very tired. They feel they are ripped.